What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Tompa Bay in ESPN NFL 2K5. We're streaking. We're 5th in the NFL in power rankings. We're 10-3 overall. We've gone on a bit of a win streak. There's no more losses on our previous games, and we're marching right on to New Orleans. So we'll throw it to Chris Berman, as always, for the Week 14 SportsCenter, I believe, and then we'll toss it right back in for the game. See you soon.
Hi there, I'm Chris Berman. We got a lot of games to cover, so let's get to it. In our first game this week, we had the Saints edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. The Rams lost this one, but will stay at number 2 in the NFC West. The Buccaneers win yet again this week and keep their impressive streak alive. We had a big trade also of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
We'll shift gears now just a little and have a look at a few trades that should certainly be of interest. Brad Johnson leaves the Buccaneers and is on the move to the Patriots. He'll take with him a couple of draft picks as well, a first-round pick and a future first-round pick. So here's a guy that's got a pretty big challenge ahead of him as he'll look to bring a little energy and know-how to that offensive unit. In exchange, they'll get someone to beef up their roster. Tom Brady is just one of those guys you love to have on your team. He'll be an immediate factor for his new mates.
Santana Moss pulled down 100-plus receiving yards and helped his Jets beat the Steelers. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris. Let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Sam Madison is going to find himself with a new club, and he'll be in a new tax bracket too. 4 years, $11.9 million, plus a $1.1 million signing bonus. Marvin Jones is on the move as well as he signs a 3-year contract with the Bills. Jason Gilden is on the move. Perhaps not for all that he thought he'd get, but a good deal nonetheless. 6 years, $22.7 million. On top of that, a $2.2 million signing bonus. Jeremiah Trotter will also have a new address for a while as he signs a 4-year contract with the 49ers.
Giants, Ravens. Kyle Bowler at the 5-yard line. Tight end might be a good place to look. And the Ravens win this one by the final score of 35-31. Way up in the northern plains in Minnesota, we had the Vikings walk away with a 6-point victory. Down in the Georgia Dome, we had the Falcons get sent away with a 7-point loss. The Chiefs erupted for 400-plus offensive yards in their victory at Nashville. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Eagles pick up their 11th win of the year. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Aaron Glenn might be the biggest loss on this list. A stress fracture in his lower leg is causing problems, and the doctors are saying he'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own mash unit. Anquan Bolden is probably the one that most leaps out at you. He's suffering from a pulled calf muscle, and that'll keep him out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. On to the serious news of the week. Javon Curse is done for the year as he'll watch the rest of the season from the sidelines, and they'll be scrambling now to find someone that can fill his shoes. So that'll do it for now. Boomer, back to you.
Dolphins, Broncos. A.J. Touchy-Feely calls the signals at the 24-yard line. And a quick rollout. Boy, he has some time. What a bullet! Touchdown! The Dolphins go on to win this by the final score of 31-24. The Browns won on the road and will now head home to meet the Chargers. The 49ers lost this one, but will stay at number 3 in the NFC West. Rasheem Mathis had a stellar game, but all said and done, his performance wasn't enough to lift his team to a victory. Edgerrin James ran like a wild man and definitely helped his Colts beat the Texans. On the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field in Green Bay, we had the Packers edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. Bengals, Patriots. Number 16 is a threat, even though the ball's still at the 23-yard line. Split to the left a little bit in the backfield, now goes deep to the end zone. Pass underthrown, but it's a touchdown. The Patriots go on to win this by the final score of 28-21.
All right, Boomer, thanks. Time to check out our playoff races now as December is officially upon us. Let's start it out with a look at the AFC. And now checking things out over in the NFC playoff race. So there you have it. Still plenty of intrigue left in this NFL season as the homestretch madness is only just beginning. And that'll do it from here. Chris, let's send it back over to you.
That'll do it here for Pivotal Week 14. Things ought to get very interesting over the next 3 weeks, huh? Before we go, my primetime players' game balls go out to a few gentlemen that are pushing their teams toward the playoffs. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
So as we jump into seeing the update on the New Orleans rosters, we got Aaron Brooks at quarterback, 2,600 yards, 18 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. You can also see, as we also introduced Deuce McAllister for the first time this season, you can see he's only played one game. He just got healthy from a torn hamstring, 65 yards, and no touchdowns in that first game. We'll see how he does against us. Joe Horn having a pretty decent season, 7 touchdowns, 745 yards. But I think the most important news as we look at the defense for the Saints, Darren Howard with 8 sacks on the year, is that we've already locked up the division. We're kind of playing with house money right now. We sat Charlie Gardner to make sure he was healthy enough to play. I believe he's going to be in this game as Jay Bellamy is leading the team, or one of the people leading the team in tackles with 66, a forced fumble and a pick. And we definitely, this is not a bad team, but we definitely have the advantage of them on the overall. So we'll send it to Boomer one more time, and we'll see you on the field for Saints Buccaneers round 2.
Hi there, I'm Chris Berman. Here we go on ESPN. It's Week 15 and another typically wild season in the NFL. Their stockings are hung by the chimney with care. But which teams are going to find a playoff berth in their stocking? And which will find the dreaded cold? We'll see. But first, an interesting late-season matchup for you on ESPN. New Orleans, Tampa Bay, straight ahead.
All right, y'all, welcome to beautiful Tampa Bay, Florida. We've got a nice golden, purple, pink sort of evening, a great day for football, a perfect day for football. We're welcoming Deuce McAllister back to the field. He was out with an injury for most of the season, but he's going to be getting some reps for the New Orleans Saints. And like I said at the beginning of the video and at SportsCenter mentioned, we have won the division title, so we are really just fighting for first place in the NFC here as Brooks completes one to Horn over on the left side. It's going to move the chains for the Saints. So we'll see if our defense and our offense is together today to take home another win against the New Orleans Saints. Deuce on his first run gets about 6. He's going to get it again on second down. He's only going to get a yard that time. Gold and Kelly in on the stop. McAllister bouncing out to the right side, has a little bit of room, makes Green missed, and that's Simeon Rice coming all the way from the left side defensive end to save the touchdown. So great rush there by Deuce McAllister as we take a quick look at his numbers from last year. Obviously not the production he had this year, but he is clearly a dangerous weapon in the backfield. Speaking of dangerous weapons in the backfield, Kenny Holmes comes through and lays the absolute lumber on Aaron Brooks. We love a computer sack. We love it when it's not a user sack. It feels just like a little bit better. Dante Stallworth's going to get that one, but a flag is down on the play. I believe it's going to be a pass interference. Yes, that's correct. Brian Kelly, a little bit too exuberant on that coverage. He saw what was coming, but he was a little bit too late on the reaction. It's going to give the Saints a first and 10 from the 25. Gash, the fullback, going up the middle for just 2 yards. Simeon Rice involved on the stop again. McAllister getting up the middle. Who else but Simeon Rice getting in on the tackle on the sweep around. It's going to be a 3rd and 5. Brooks looking over the middle, out throws his man That's going to bring up a 4th and 5, and the field goal unit will step onto the field. Kick is up. Kick is good by Carney from 41 yards, and that's going to be the Saints striking first with a score of 3-0. Edwards is going to get a shot at the kick return here, taking it just from outside of the end zone. He's going to cross the 20-25-30 before he gets tackled, so good return by Mario Edwards there, giving us some decent field position. Garner with his first carry of the day. Welcome back, old fella. Spins out of a tackle, and he's got like a 14-yarder to start the game off for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Move the chains closer, much closer to midfield. Allstott going to get a toss to the left side, makes the first guy miss with his shoulder and the second. It's going to be a 5-yard run, but it's going to be aided with a face mask being called on the play. I believe it's a full 15-yarder going on it's a full 15-yarder. So we jump all the way up to the New Orleans 37. Quick drop back for Brady, getting into space, barely finding Keenan McCardell with a man on him. The man falls and McKinnon just puts on those jets. He puts on those jets and he finds himself in the end zone. So it was almost as quickly as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take over with the ball, they march straight down the field and get into the end zone. You can see Brady here under a little bit of pressure, felt it from the right side, so he stepped up into that hole in the pocket. Just a perfect ball for Keenan McCardell. Only he was able to get hands on that one, and then it's just a foot race all the way into the end zone where Keenan is able to put 6 on the board, make it 7 on the extra point from Martin Gramatica, and we've got a score of 7-3. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in front. Even as we get home field advantage worked out, and I think because we're still working for home field advantage, Tom is playing. I think if you know the kind of psychopath that Tom Brady was, there was no sitting Tom Brady as Gash gets up the middle for a gain of 3. That's going to give us a 2nd and 7. So Tom's playing no matter what. Dante Stallworth with a catch over on the right side. That's going to move the chains to about the Tampa Bay 45. Throwing it to the left side is Brooks. Taking it away is Rondé Barber. He almost has space, but Deuce McAllister, the biggest play he's made in this game, is stopping Rondé Barber from going all the way for 6 with this one. So Rondé Barber, once again, reading Aaron Brooks. It feels like our guys are on the quarterback today, but instead of creating a pass interference, we get a pick out of it. So Tom Brady takes over from just inside of midfield when it seemed like the Saints were about to cross over midfield, and Allstott gets forward for 4 yards. Peanut time. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers as soon as we can. Brady hitting Michael Clayton over on the right side. That moves the chains to about the 36. Gardner, next carry, getting out of that first tackle, almost shoestring, still a 6-yard gainer. Charlie Gardner is getting almost everything that he wants so far. Brady, play action, rolling right, under pressure, getting away from the pressure, manages to avoid the cornerback as well, gets tackled out of bounds, just under 40 seconds left in the first quarter, and Brady moves the chains forward with his legs. You can see Tom is having a great season with the Bucs so far, 3,200 yards, 25 touchdowns, just 13 interceptions, pretty much right on the ratio that he was with the Patriots last season. Brady handing it off to Gardner, has a man right in front of him. That's Smith making a good tackle from the outside linebacker position, and we're going to head into the second quarter with the Buccaneers up by a score of 7-3. Beautiful day here in Tampa Bay as we head into the later season. Still going to be pretty warm in Tampa Bay for a while, we hope, as Brady finds Keenan McCardell over the middle, and that is a second touchdown for both Tom Brady and Keenan McCardell. Brady with plenty of time to make his reads, finds Keenan all alone. Hodges was nearby, but not nearby enough to make a true attempt on the pass, and the kick is going to be up and good. So just seconds into the second quarter, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go up by a score of 14-3. Devery Henderson taking this one out of the end zone, only going to make it back to about the 18 before Nice hits him. And as we mentioned before, Tampa Bay looking pretty. They've clinched the division. Only Philadelphia has a better record than them, sitting at 12-2 so far. They must have won their game this week. We will see if we take home the victory, although it is looking good for us so far. Deuce McAllister getting out to the left side, had a couple of blocks, manages 5 yards before Barber and myself are on that tackle. Gold hitting McAllister right up the middle. That's only going to be a gain of 1. Brooks under pressure, looking over the middle for his tight end, Boo Williams. And Boo, that ball jumped right off of his hands. It seemed like it was scared of being caught by the big man. So the Saints are going to have to punt this thing away very, very quickly. I feel like we're like just barely, what are we at, just under 7 minutes left in the second quarter. That's a lot of time left, and a chance for Tom and the Buccaneers to really start to put this thing away. Tom bailing out to his right side. Sullivan reads the bailout there and gets the sack. That's going to be a loss of 2 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mike Allstott getting a sweep to the left side. Good block by the tackle. Bad block by Keenan McCardell over there on the left side. It's going to be a loss of 1 for the garbage man, Mike Allstott. Brady dropping back on third down. He's got trips right. Again, gets hit by, I think it was Sullivan. It gets scooped up by Jay Bellamy, and this is going to be a scoop and score for the New Orleans Saints. So what seemed like a game that was starting to get away from New Orleans suddenly gets right back into reachability. So you can see here, Jonathan Sullivan, who made a play on the last play, gets through on the block here, makes a hit on Tom. No arm was moving forward, no tuck rule for sure. Jay Bellamy scoops the fumble before anyone else can, and there's no one else around to touch him, and he just waltzes that thing into the end zone. So kick is going to go up and good by Carney, and the Saints make a defensive play. They're weaker of the two sides, makes a huge forced fumble to recovery and score, and the Saints get back in within a score. Technically, they need a touchdown to get in front, but the score is 10-4. Brady dropping back, hitting Allstott on the screen. The blocks don't quite line up how we want. It's only a gain of 1 as we tick closer to about 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Brady under a little bit of pressure, has Clayton deep, has to reach back for it, but makes the incredibly athletic catch. It's going to be a 20 or so yard gain for the offense there. Mike Allstott making people pay with his shoulder up the middle. That's going to be a 5-yard gain as we get to about 4 minutes, 20 seconds left. Brady floating this one out to the left side for Joey Galloway. He hauls that one in as he's hit out of bounds. That's going to be a good first down. Charlie Gardner making the first guy miss with the juke, but then gets absolutely trucked by Tabucky Jones. That's going to be a gain of about 4. Gardner gets the play again, makes a couple guys miss with the juke. 3rd and inches now. That's basically what Mike Allstott was made for. Gets the ball on the draw. He's hit by 2 Saints defenders just over the line, but just over the line still counts as a first down. Brady is going to get sacked again by Sullivan, breaking through on our guards and our center with ease. Jonathan Sullivan is making his presence known. Cover 0 blitz coming, and Brady throws it deep in response, and he's got Michael Clayton down the field once again. So 2 one-on-one deep situations for Michael Clayton, and he's come out on top of both of those things. Once again, another cover 0 blitz for Brady. He goes to end zone this time, and it's Charles Lee quickly becoming one of his favorite both 3rd down long yardage and end zone situation guys. Charles Lee makes himself available, makes himself useful, hauls in the catch for 6, and Martin Gramatica makes it 7. So with just under 2 minutes left to play in the first half, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go up by a score of 21-10, thanks to both the running of Charlie Gardner, Mike Allstott, and the throwing of Tom Brady, and the actual, receiving of this Tampa Bay squad, not actually dropping it when he puts it right in their pocket. We're going to go Deuce on the draw. Deuce has a little bit of space, can't quite get loose, but he does get 8 yards on the play on the tackle from Derek Brooks. It's a toss play to Deuce, 2 runs in a row. This time, Tampa Bay was ready for it on their Tampa 2 defense as we bring up a big 3rd and 4. This one's going to be thrown and caught by Jonathan Pathan, who puts a nasty stiff arm into Dwight Smith, and he is loose. 5-10, give him 6. Jonathan Pathan. Is that a name he thought I was going to say, breaking a nasty stiff arm and going for 6 on a deep throw? And the Saints are staying in this one. A little bit of a, your defense isn't as tough as we thought. Nasty stiff arm on Smith there. He is not going to enjoy watching that replay back, and no one's even able to sniff Smith on that one. After that one, Pathan totally untouched into the end zone. We're going to get another kick up, another kick good. Lots of action here towards the end of the first half, and the Saints get right back into it, only down by a score of 4, 21-17 is the current score as we get closer to the end of this first half. Not to be outdone, with 48 seconds left, Tom Brady dropping back, looking to pass, hitting Galloway over the middle. That's going to move the chains. We take a timeout to stop the clock. We got about 39 seconds to go. Plenty of time for Tom to get them back into scoring position. Throwing to the right side, that's Joey Galloway again. He's going to use his speed to get out of bounds. 34 seconds to go. And we cross just about into the 48 in Tampa Bay territory. Brady looking right again. Joey Galloway again getting tackled this time. It's going to be a 3rd and 3. We go no huddle this time as the clock ticks down below 20 seconds. Looking at our options, not really seeing anything we like. We got about 15 seconds left We bring it back to Tom Brady, dropping back, throwing over the middle for who else? Joey Galloway has some space in front of him. We take the timeout there with about 8 seconds left to go. That's enough time for one play towards the end zone. Brady dropping back, throwing deep over the middle. Ken Dilger not able to make the contested grab that would have given us maybe one more chance to go for it, but Martin Gramatica steps up, kicks it from 39 yards. That one not really the strongest kick, but a kick through the uprights is still 3 points, so we put those 3 points back on the board, and we end off a shootout of a first half with the New Orleans Saints. The defense not playing as well as they typically do, on pace to have 34 rung up on them, but for right now, we are up by a score of 24-17 here at halftime in Tampa Bay. Taking a look at the stats so far, we've been able to throw the ball pretty well, 176 to their 116. Both teams about 50 yards rushing, so we've held Deuce McAllister mostly in check with just 38 yards to his name so far. Simeon Rice is doing pretty well, getting 4 tackles, the most for all defenders, and Jonathan Sullivan 3 sacks in this half. I think at this point I was thinking about switching the guards to see if it made any of a difference. I don't believe we made that switch at this point in the game. Tom Brady having a great day. 12 passes completed for 17 attempts, 176 yards. He's already got 3 touchdowns with no picks so far in this game. Mike Allstott getting the first play from scrimmage in the second half, only getting 3 yards, getting tackled pretty quickly. Gardner trying to find some space, and space he finds. Once he has a little bit of daylight in front of him and he's allowed to charge up that speed boost, you are going to be pressed to catch Charlie Gardner. Welcome back, fella. After a couple of games of a break from an injury, Charlie Gardner busts off an 80-yard run to the house. In this game, in just one play, has broken wide open. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers go up by a score of 30-17. Extra point incoming to make it 31. All on the back of one run from Charlie Gardner, making a guy miss on the spin move and then getting into the end zone. So in the 6th rush, he gets 108 yards. I think he had only had like 20 or so yards before the half even started, but going for an 80-yarder to start the half off does not hurt. The Saints, this is pretty much, I mean, like, I don't need to be dramatic about it, but if you go down by 3 scores, even this late in the game, or this early in the game, in a hostile environment, there's a good chance that the towel may be thrown in soon, but not if Aaron Brooks and the Saints offense has anything to do about it, as Jonathan Pathan catches another one over the right side. Deja vu, this time with Dante Stallworth running the cross route over the middle, getting that catch towards the right side. A backwards pass for Dukes McAllister goes nowhere. Brian Kelly was ready for it on the zone, is able to make a quick tackle. 2nd and long now, looking over the middle for Dante Stallworth, was almost a pick by Victor Green. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 13. Big play. Really meaningful play for the Buccaneers too. Simeon Rice jumping right through, pretty much unblocked there, getting the sack. And it's time for the Buccaneers to play a little bit of offense with the run game. The run game goes nowhere on first time, so we go immediately to the pass game. Brady under pressure, rolls to his left, finds Keenan McCardell streaking to his right, and that's going to move the chains as we get to about 5 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10, that's going to be a carry from Charlie Gardner. After the 80-yard run, he's able to get 6 yards up the middle. Just under 4:20 to play, I should say. We're going to get another 3 yards out of Mike Allstott. 3rd and 1, nice and short yardage situation. This time we go to Michael Pittman, who's able to break the tackle, make the very well-timed spin move, and get across the line for a first down. Good job by the backup there, making the play that we needed. Fake toss to Gardner, and then we go to Allstott, who can't make the breaking tackle. That could have gone for a big run if Allstott was able to make that one. Brady rolling left out of pressure, finding Michael Clayton wide open over the middle, and we're making these small passes when we need to, just to throw a different look at the New Orleans defense. They are technically a stronger run defense team, even though Charlie Gardner is kind of getting whatever he wants right now. Great left side run off the counter, off tackle, making a guy miss and getting close to the first down, and then the first down is in the hands of Michael Pittman, once again proving to be a good short yardage back in these situations. 2nd and 9 now as we get close to the end of the 3rd quarter. Brady dropping back, just barely avoiding pressure, and man, what an awful throw into double coverage. That one definitely deserved to get intercepted. I probably felt like that was a bad throw right when I threw it, so Tom Brady makes a rare mistake these days and puts an interception on the board with his 3 touchdowns as well. We're getting close to the end of the third quarter here. Deuce McAllister trying to get loose, but he is not able. This Buccaneers defense has been all over him. So we head into the final quarter. The Saints have a chance to make it a one-score game if they can get into the end zone. We'll see if they can do it here in the fourth. Some good blocks for Deuce. He's bouncing off of one of those blockers, though. Maybe could have gotten more than 7, but is only able to get about 7. They go to Gash for the third down conversion after nothing on second down, and Quarles is able to make the stop up the middle, forcing the punt from the New Orleans Saints. Not a good return from Jones. Is able to only get it to the Tampa Bay 44, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers do have a chance to really put things away. Getting a couple of good blocks and a fast Charlie Garner certainly helps. He makes a guy miss on the juke, but he leaps him out of bounds, making the clock stop for a moment. Luckily, with this much time left, the clock is going to keep running, so we waste as much time as we can. Pure strength and momentum out of Mike Allstott there to get closer to the first down, and for the third time in 3 carries, Michael Pittman is able to convert the first down. That would have probably been the last chance that the Saints had to at least have enough time to hopefully make some big plays and get down the field, as Michael Pittman continuing to make guys miss. Just about 3 minutes left to play in this one, and Pittman puts the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at a 3rd and goal situation. And when you're close to the end zone, who are you going to call? Mike Allstott. Mike Allstott was feeling lonely without a touchdown today, so we give him that one right at the goal line. The seas parted, the red seas really, because of how good the blocking was and the red jerseys that we're wearing. And this one is pretty much going to be getting out of reach for the New Orleans Saints. We have a 21-point, a 3-score lead. Aaron Brooks dropping back on the attempt to try and get down the field. He does have Dante Stallworth because apparently our defense can't make it easy on us, but Dante cannot get all the way to the end zone. So we got a no-huddle situation because the Saints want to get another play off before the quarter or the 2-minute warning rings off. They are able to get to the line. Aaron Brooks rolls right under some pressure, throws right, maybe was in the hands of Dante Stallworth, but good defense by Green and Kelly in order to bat that one away. Incomplete. Green looking to the end zone, again in the hands of Jonathan Pathan. We got 3rd down. Brooks dropping back, throwing to the left side. He's got Deuce McAllister. Barber can't make the tackle. Mario Edwards does make the tackle. We're inside of the 2-minute warning, so the Saints call a timeout. They go for it on 4th down. Brooks dropping back, throwing to the flat again for McAllister, and again Mario Edwards makes the touchdown saving tackle. And ladies and gentlemen, there's no reason to belabor it. That is going to do it. We do run it a couple of times. We do have to punt it away. It's a 4th and 10 for the Saints one more time. And Ivy is able to make the interception to truly seal this one. Ivy, I think this is now his 2nd interception. Maybe, again, I'm projecting. I'm definitely not spoiling anything that's important, but Ivy with another game-ending interception, because technically we're able to just kneel it down with our kneel-down specialist Brian Greasy after this, and we get to go into the locker room with a huge win, 38-17. Huge because it continues to press us towards first place in the division and home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and the fact that it just more solidifies us as the best team in the NFC South, although we technically already knew that because we won the division. So another win here in front of the Tampa Bay faithful, and Tampa Bay does their thing. Not only did we have 209 yards passing, we had 214 yards on the ground. After holding them to just over 50 yards in the first half, we hold them to under 10 yards in the second half. Charlie Garner easily takes home the player of the game, 9 attempts for 157 yards and a touchdown. A lot of those were on the 80-yard, 79-ish yard touchdown run, but there were 8 other runs to get him to 157, and that tutty, of course, being the long run of the day. So great job by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in no short part to Tom Brady, the Tampa in our Tampa Bay. 209 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. It was a stupid interception, user error. Aaron Brooks, 219 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks. Charlie Garner, 9 for 157. 77 was the long for the touchdown. Deuce McAllister only had a 23-yard for the long, didn't have the best second game. Dante Stallworth for 100, Jonathan Pathan for 99. He was the one with that 73-yard long touchdown, and Keenan McCardell caught both of the touchdowns for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Edwards, Rice, and Gold getting 4 tackles. I guess Simeon Rice was done playing football after the first half. 3 sacks still for Jonathan Sullivan, but nothing happened after that first half. 1 for Rice, 1 for Kenny Holmes. 1 pass defended from a lot of guys, a lot of passes in general today. Rondé Barber, Ivy, and Thomas on the other side making the interceptions for the Saints. So we got the Carolina Panthers coming up next week. We only have 2 more games left in this regular season, and spoiler, they're both against bad teams, so we're going to continue to try and get Tom Brady closer to maybe having an MVP, an offensive player of the year kind of year. And we're going for 13-3 if we can make it. We want to solidify at least that home field advantage if we can get it. So if you're in for Tampa Bay going for that first Super Bowl ring, make sure you like the video. It helps other people on YouTube discover this content, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As we mentioned, trying to get to 500, that could be you. Thanks as always for watching. Even if you're just watching, I appreciate you too, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye-bye.